For Capricorns, July 2026 will be a month of testing your strength, achieving well-deserved results, and deeply rethinking your life's path. You are an earth sign, meaning you're accustomed to building your life on responsibility, discipline, and hard work. Capricorns rarely rely on random luck. You know that true success comes gradually, through experience, patience, and the ability to persevere, even when the path seems especially difficult. That's why July 2026 could be one of the most important months of the year for you. It doesn't promise easy victories, but it can offer much more. It can show how far you've already come and open up a new stage for which you've been preparing for so long. This is a month when many Capricorns will feel the time has come to make serious decisions, not because circumstances force them, but because you're internally ready to move forward. The month's numerology also points to a strong energy of change. July is the 7th month of the year. The number 7 is associated with wisdom, inner search, intuition, and a deep understanding of what is happening. It is the energy of analysis and reassessment. The energy of a person who is able to see the causes of events, not just their consequences. The year 2026 itself adds up to the number 1. This is the number of new beginnings, new opportunities, leadership, independence. And if you combine the energy of the month and the year, you get the number 8. This number is especially close to Capricorns. 8 symbolizes career, material well-being, responsibility, influence, and well-deserved success. Therefore, July can bring you real results from the efforts you've put in over the past months, and for some, even the past years. But at the same time, life will ask a very important question. Are you continuing to build the life you truly want? Now let's look at which astrological events will be especially important for Capricorns. On July 2nd, Mars enters Gemini. For Capricorns, this energy activates work, daily responsibilities, health, and habits. The pace of life will noticeably accelerate. Tasks will increase. New projects, meetings, work-related issues, and the need to make quick decisions will arise. Mars brings powerful productivity. You will be able to accomplish significantly more than usual. However, there is a risk of overwork. Capricorns often forget to rest, believing that they must finish all their tasks first. July reminds us, efficiency is impossible without recuperation. Therefore, it is important not only to work but also to find time for rest. On July 7th, Neptune turns retrograde in Aries. For Capricorns, a period of rethinking matters of family, home, and inner security begins. Perhaps you'll rethink your relationships with relatives, or you'll realize you've long wanted to change your living space. Some representatives of this sign will consider moving, renovating, or buying real estate. Others will realize that a true home isn't just a place, but also an inner sense of peace. Retrograde Neptune helps you release old emotional patterns, especially those that prevent you from feeling free. On July 9th, Venus enters Virgo. For Capricorns, this is a very harmonious position. You'll experience a desire to develop, learn, travel, and expand your horizons. Some representatives of this sign may receive offers related to training, international projects, or business trips. In love, Venus brings greater ease. She reminds us that relationships are built not only on responsibility but also on the joy of shared experiences. If you've long dreamed of traveling with your loved one, July is perfect for such plans. On July 14th, the new moon in Cancer occurs. For Capricorns, this is one of the most important new moons of the year, as it occurs in the partnership sector. A completely new cycle in relationships begins. If you're single, fate may introduce you to someone who will prove to be very significant. If you're already in a relationship, your relationship can reach a new level. This is a time for honest conversations, shared decisions, and shaping a shared future. The new moon is also favorable for forming business alliances and finding reliable partners. The financial sphere looks quite promising. The number 8 enhances the ability to attract material opportunities. But money will come primarily through professionalism, discipline, and a willingness to take responsibility. For many Capricorns, July will be a time to strengthen their position. On July 22nd, the Sun enters Leo. Attention gradually shifts to issues of shared finances, investments, large purchases, and long-term plans. You may begin to think differently about money matters. You will feel a desire to build an even stronger foundation for the future. This is a good period for financial planning and resource analysis. On July 23rd, Mercury turns direct. After a period of delays, many issues will begin to resolve significantly more quickly. This is especially true for documents, financial transactions, negotiations, and legal matters. If something has been stagnant for a long time, the situation will now gradually begin to level out. But one of the most important events of the month for Capricorns will be July 26th. Saturn turns retrograde in Aries. And Saturn is your ruler. That's why you feel its movement much more intensely than most other signs. When the ruling planet changes direction, a person seems to begin to hear themselves more deeply. Not external circumstances, not the advice of others, but their own inner voice. For Capricorns, Saturn retrograde becomes a time of serious life auditing. It asks difficult questions. Are you satisfied with what you've built? Are you where you really want to be? Have you been putting your own desires aside for too long in favor of responsibilities? For many of this sign, the end of July will be a time to reassess their life priorities. This is especially true for family, home, and personal life. Perhaps you'll realize that your career has long occupied all your attention. Or, conversely, you'll feel ready to take on new responsibilities and take the next step. Saturn retrograde doesn't destroy your life. It strengthens it. It reveals weak points in your foundation so you can correct them in a timely manner. Sometimes this period may seem slow. Some plans will indeed not develop as quickly as you'd like. But that's the wisdom of Saturn. It never rushes. Because what's built slowly usually stays with you for a long time. For those Capricorns who have been honestly working on themselves in recent years, taking responsibility for their decisions, and unafraid of difficulties, Saturn retrograde will be a reward, not a punishment. You'll see how much stronger you've become, how much wiser you've become in your decision-making, and how much your outlook on life has changed. And if certain events require a revision of your plans, don't view it as an obstacle, but as an opportunity to build an even stronger future. On July 29th, the full moon in Aquarius will close the month with important financial events. You may receive money, complete a major project, or finally resolve a financial issue. Some Capricorns will reassess their sources of income. Others will feel the urge to cut back on expenses that no longer make sense. The full moon helps you see the true value of things, and not just material ones. Speaking of love, July will be a month of serious decisions. For Capricorns, love is rarely superficial. When you let someone into your heart, you're in it for the long haul. Therefore, relationships can become even stronger now. For Capricorns with families, July is suitable for joint planning for the future, resolving everyday issues, and building trust. Single Capricorns may meet someone through work, education, travel, or shared professional interests. Moreover, these relationships have every chance of being very stable. When it comes to health, pay special attention to your spine, joints, skeletal system, and chronic fatigue. Don't ignore your body's signals. Sometimes the best way to increase productivity is to allow yourself adequate rest. It's also helpful to prioritize physical activity, walks, and restoring your sleep patterns. The main message of July for Capricorns is that true success isn't built solely on achievements. It's built on inner resilience, on understanding your values, on being honest with yourself. This is exactly what your ruler, Saturn, will teach you. Don't be afraid to revise your plans. Don't be afraid to change direction. Don't be afraid to admit that you've grown and are ready for the next stage. The universe doesn't take away what's truly yours. It only helps you remove everything that no longer aligns with your future. May July bring you wise decisions, financial stability, good health, harmony in your relationships, and a well-deserved sense of satisfaction with your own path. If you found this forecast helpful, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on new horoscopes and star signs.